Hello everyone, and welcome to some more No Wrestling. It is we, that's right, the royal we, Mark Silvester, along with me, the man, the myth, the legend, that is, Loser Quest himself, Tony!
Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing good, thank you, Tony. How
Every
have
time
you
you say
been?
the royal we, I'm like, I don't get a red carpet or a fanfare or anything. Like, where is it?
I know, mate, I know.
You do a big intro, so
I do indeed, mate. I should start calling you. We should start calling ourselves the Outsiders, or like, what you know, like another sort of tag team. Obviously not Batman and Robin because we're equals, but you know what I mean. It's sort of like, you know, too sweet.
We'll have to think of something.
Yeah, we should. We should have our little intro. Oh my god! 1 second, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Fuck. I can't really say the company name. Shit. I'll try that again one more time.
There you go.
I will call it the... Okay. 1 second. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, No Wrestling proudly brings to you, it's KY Dub, Tag Team Champions of the World, the Road Dog, Mark Silvester, the badass Loser Quest Tony.
I don't know what to say.
Fuck it! Couldn't think of our tag team name, Tony. Did you like the reference though to the New Age Outlaws?
Yeah.
Had to be done, man. Had to be done. I can do a really good impression of them.
Good intro.
Yeah, when we oh my god, we need to do that one day. Cosplay as the New Age Outlaws.
Oh, God.
You would definitely be the badass Billy Gunn.
I've only cosplayed once.
I've only cosplayed once as well.
Yeah.
I've done costume party, but never like not proper cosplay.
Nobody knew who I was. They're just like, oh, he's a chicken man. I'm like, no, I'm a character.
From
Hotline Miami.
That's it, Hotline Miami.
Jacket. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I was Gar from Wayne's World.
there you go. Speaking of games,
Yeah, speaking of games.
look at that segue.
I know, that's segue, mate. You're like a professional, Tony. My segues go off a cliff. Your segues are like, yeah.
Smooth like butter.
Yeah, indeed, mate. I think it's part of my autism. I'm very much like, if I can find a connection for something so random, I could find it. It's brilliant. Like, me and my mum were talking yesterday about something. I was like, oh, as we're talking about that, did you know about this? And it was literally the smallest amount of connection ever. And I'm like, hell yeah, I found a connection. I am literally the real life person of that Wikipedia game that people play where they can
try to find
the connections. Yeah,
that's cool. Yeah.
They should start calling me Markipedia.
Markipedia,
because I'm a real life Wikipedia boy. I don't have as much knowledge about everything ever, but you know, I can find.
But you can load up Wikipedia.
Yes, I can.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. So what we did today, we watched through some of the wrestling game intros from WCW all the way to the WWF and WWE.
From yesteryear.
From yesteryear, back in our
retro.
youth.
What is considered retro now? Like PS3? Is that retro?
I'm guessing so. How old is something when it's retro?
I don't know.
Let me have a look.
Is there like an official definition of what's a retro? I guess PS3 pretty much is now. You can't buy like one brand new. You can barely buy a PS4 brand new. So who knows? Yeah. I mean, I definitely consider PS2 backwards, but yeah.
Yeah. Because I know it's an antique is 100 years, and I think the other term is 50 years, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know if that was
20
official.
years. Typically, the term retro is given to items which are at least 20 years old, but not yet 40 years old.
The PS2 is retro.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, okay.
Damn.
And then you would...
the PS3 isn't, though. No. Oh, okay. Wait, yeah, sorry. I got confused for a sec. So PS3's not?
No, not yet, no.
Not quite.
Nearly. And then vintage, I'm guessing... Let's have a look. Because antique's 100 years. Vintage must be 40 to 100 then.
Guess so, yeah.
Because the original Famicom is vintage now.
Damn. I'd still call it retro. Retro gaming, that's what I call it. Yeah.
Okay, so basically the term vintage means of age. So it has to be at least 40 years old. So yeah, that's fucking mad, man.
Yeah. There you go. But PS2, PS1, N64, that's what we watched, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, man, yeah. Back in the day when there used to be some classic wrestling games.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first one we watched, Tony, was WCW versus NWO Revenge.
What? Yeah. It felt very spooky.
It was, yes.
This was the spookiest of them all. Yeah, like I said, when it opened up, it kind of just had the vibe. Well, PS1 N64 kind of have a vibe, like, don't they? Like, they can be very atmospheric in a weird way. Like,
yeah, totally.
And because it was dark and night and there was a creepy truck, it kind of just felt like, I don't know, the beginning to like Resident Evil or Silent Hill or something.
I love the way they use Sting as well to stop the truck, and you can see the guy go like, "What?
What?"
And then it had like all the different shots of like the wrestlers and stuff using the in-game graphics. I really like that as well.
Yeah, no, I kind of prefer. I kind of prefer using the in-game graphics over using like real life footage, because it's like the same with like licensed video games. Like sometimes they'll show like actual scenes from a film and then go into in-game graphics, and you have a bit of a disconnect, I feel.
Yeah,
Whereas if you use in-game graphics, I feel like it's a bit. I always found that with pre-rendered cutscenes as well. It's a bit weird to me, but
yeah, no, I mean, I used to find that as well sometimes too, because you had like a good game to signify that was Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah,
game like the
you know, the complete
difference, massive difference.
I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 4. I know that's like that's PS3, but when I played Metal Gear Solid 4 and like it's like cutscene heavy, and then it would just like the camera would go behind Snake, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm playing. What? Yes, it's the same graphics. I didn't realise. Like,
I'll tell you what though, just how good that game looks and how it plays.
Yeah,
you could pass off as a PS4 or 5 game because it looks. I know there's certain bits you can tell. Okay, but you can just see just how much horsepower that basically Kojima was able to get out of that console. And I still think it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's mad. Speaking of like Kojima, What was I going to talk about Kojima? Like the connection. He's doing another espionage game, isn't he? For
He's
Sony.
indeed, yeah, he is, yeah. And he's a big wrestling fan as well.
Yeah, so
a lot of things he references that as well. So yeah. And also as well, Tony, did you like the way that they kind of showed off the different wrestlers and stuff, and they showed off the whole difference of Sting when he was in the white and black face painted and becoming part of the Wolfpack, because it was kind of showing you, in a sense, the history of WCW throughout that year.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, it was cool. I liked seeing, like I said, the in-game graphics and the characters, but yeah. I mean, I will say, like you saying that, I don't know if I got much of a story from it, because I was just kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's fair. I know
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I mean, totally.
Yeah, so...
But can you see it? Well, it's one of those games that, like I said to you when we were watching it, it's the third selling highest game third party.
Yeah, it's crazy. What was before it, do you know?
Can't remember off the top of my head now.
But it's pretty impressive either way, yeah.
Yeah, it was the highest selling wrestling game because at the time, WCW was at its peak. As much as No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 sold very well, they never sold as many as that game. But then again, the only reason No Mercy didn't sell as many is because they never released it over in Japan. The only game they released over there was Virtual Pro Wrestling 2, which is supposed to be another amazing wrestling game as well.
That feels
very
like
expensive as well.
Okay. It feels like a bit of an oversight not releasing it out there.
Yeah, but
that is weird. So some games just don't get released in certain regions.
Nah, because it was at the end of the life cycle as well. The N64 was like in the year 2000, so it's kind of like dwindling out kind of thing. Because they would have sold it if they could.
Yeah, well, I saw a thing earlier on saying about third-party games, like towards the ends of the Wii U, because every like third-party developer knew it was dying and they weren't supporting it. I think the last game released on it was like Watch Dogs or something.
Really?
It was like 2 or 3 years before the Wii U ended.
That's mad.
Which is madness. So.
Because then again, you can kind of tell why. Because if a console isn't doing very well, like the Wii U, I think is the worst mainline console. I know people mention, well, what about the Virtual Boy? No, the Virtual Boy is completely different. That's a completely different kettle of fish. That's not a real proper. Yeah. Which is why I'm hoping Nintendo, touch wood, they've learned from their mistake and they actually class the new console as the Super Switch or the Switch 2 or something.
I think it'll just be something completely different. We won't be expecting the name. It'll be something completely weird.
I think if they have to make it backwards compatible, I think. Yeah. In my opinion, I think they should.
It will be. It will be, I think. Yeah. But speaking of, N64 didn't sell that well, really, did it? Considering. I mean, compared to PS1, like...
nothing sold well as compared to PS1, because the original NES sold about 60 million, SNES sold about 40, and then the N64 sold, I think, in the high 20s, early 30 million, I think.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
I know the Wii U's their worst selling, but...
Yeah, it was, yeah. I think it sold about 30 million, didn't it? 30 mil?
Yeah, something like that, 20 to 30.
Yeah, that's the only Nintendo console I ever owned.
I bought one on launch day. I'm really sad I never bought the Wind Waker one. I really wanted to. We had it in stock for so long, and I never bought it. I regret it. I remember going in that shop as well, and I saw the Pikachu N64, and I never bought it, and I regret it.
Really?
I don't know why I never did. So sad. I don't know why I was so stingy. I should have just bought it.
Yeah, no, man. Oh, the N64 sold 32.93 million.
Okay.
So 20 in America, 5.5 in Japan, and Europe and Australia was 6.75.
So did WCW vs NWO, did that get released on any other console, or was it just N64?
Just this one, because back in the day, when it used to be, because at the time the license was owned by THQ for WCW, they would make different games per console, a bit like how you had SmackDown was very different to No Mercy or WrestleMania because it was made by different developers. Because Yuke's did SmackDown, where Aki did the N64 ones.
Oh, okay.
And but then when it came to Warzone or the Ashley, which were made by Acclaim, they were the same game but on the different consoles. But the intro is slightly different because on the Warzone / Ashley one, they had footage of the wrestlers because of the PS1. You could because of the disc, but then on the cartridge, because it was so low, limited RAM and limited space, etc. It was more do the actual in-game graphics.
I kind of prefer that. Like I said, I know a lot of people don't like the N64 and PS1 graphics, but I think it has a real charm to it, and I just love the way they look. I used to hate it, because my first 3D Zelda game was Wind Waker.
Really?
GameCube. I never had an N64. So, like, then, and my Wind Waker copy came with a copy of Ocarina of Time, and going back to it, I was like, I cannot do this. I hate the graphics. But then when I finally got past the hump, I was like, I love this. I love the aesthetic. And that's why I like this intro is really cool, I think. I know it felt different though. Like you said, it felt very spooky. like I said, I don't know, just I like because I like the Shadow Realm where the characters were appearing out of nowhere as well.
Because the cool thing about it as well, because in '99 you had it where THQ had the license then bought up by WWF because they found their games by Acclaim was shit, because to do a move you had to do this ridiculous button combination.
Okay.
To even do a special, we used to do that where, at least on the I know the PS1 games weren't so good because Thunder and Nitro were just shit. They were terrible, but the Aki games that they made when they did World Tour, Revenge, 2000 and No Mercy were so good, were so applauded by fans, were sold really well, and they were like, come over here. And that's why since then it's basically been the same people making it. I know technically 2K make it now, but they bought it out after the license of when THQ went under. So
yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah,
sad days. Yeah, when with THQ going under, because they made a lot of good games. THQ when they published them. So
yeah, they just took on too much.
They did indeed.
They did. The ending as well of this was when they went from in-game graphics to the real pictures of them was kind of funny. It felt a bit cheesy.
You had the electric going off, and also like those old school sort of like movies with the classic gladiator pose up as well.
Felt very cheesy. But it was cool. Cool.
And the next one we watched, Tony, was for WWF SmackDown 2, Know Your Role.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is proof anything can happen in the World Wrestling Federation.
Ready, camera 5. Camera 7, tilt up. Ready, roll green. Stand by. Stand by. Stand by lights. Camera 6, pan right. Welcome to SmackDown! Oh my God, this is great!
Yeah. So this is like, was this epileptic one? I can't remember.
It was, yes. This is the one where you had the footage of like the actual like SmackDown logo appearing, because on the PS1 they were like, it's a PS1, so we
go crazy
because you have to use in-game graphics because our discs can fit enough megabytes.
It's great. Like, I get it, like, because you want to show off and whatnot, but then I don't know. I'd want to see the game myself personally. I don't know.
Well, that's really funny, but then when you actually play the actual game itself, with the introduction when the wrestlers come out to the ring, it's literally just a static, like, green screen with the video Titantron of the wrestler coming out, where at least on No Mercy, as much as they could do the full entrance, you actually had the wrestler in the arena walk into the ring.
Oh, okay.
So, swings and roundabouts as well.
Yeah. So, just my preference is probably in-game graphics is all I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, like these ones were really quickly cut, weren't they? I think it was both the SmackDown ones, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was,
like, they were just so like epileptic. And I didn't have epilepsy before, but I think I have it now.
That's the thing back in the day. I was saying to you that when I used to show the wrestling, used to be like, pre-warning to viewers at home, flashing images will be on screen. Yeah. Because you've got to think of all the lights and everything else as well, and the pyro shit.
And obviously they kept using the voice clips as well, didn't they?
Yeah. Because the cool thing about it as well, it kind of shows you as well with the franticness of how the game is, because Yuke's made it rather than Aki's games were more simulated, but the SmackDown games were more kind of arcadey. Over the top and quite arcadey with the sort of things, because you can literally finish a match in 2 seconds by if you use a finishing move and then it's over. So
fair enough. Yeah. What do you prefer then? In the more
I generally prefer more the Aki game, but the next one we're going to mention in a second, Here Comes the Pain, has a very strong place in my heart as well.
Okay.
That kind of because it meets the arcadey weird fun, but also has more that simulated feel like No Mercy does.
Got a nice balance between...
Yes. And also as well, No Mercy is one of the greatest wrestling games of all time. Like, then again, a lot of these games are remembered as like SmackDown 2, a lot of people loved Here Comes the Pain and Revenge and stuff. I know World Tour and 2000 don't get included as much, but No Mercy and Here Comes the Pain and Revenge are like seen as the pinnacle of how a good a wrestling game can be. And even if you're not a wrestling fan or you don't really play them very much, you can still go and enjoy them because they're easy to play, but they're hard to master.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, fair enough. I think it was this one that had like I feel like the music was a bit weirder in this one. It just felt kind of.
It was the old SmackDown theme.
Oh, was that the actual theme?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like sounded like hooven toot, hooven toot, hooven hooven hooven.
There was a weird beat to it.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Jim Johnston, mate. Jim Johnston, because he's the guy who created a lot of the classic wrestling theme tunes of this era, like Steve Austin, Undertaker, Rock, Vader. He created so many iconic theme tunes that you probably heard quite a lot of his songs. Him and a guy called Jimmy Hart, who was also a record producer, but also was a manager in wrestling. He used to manage a lot of people, even manage Hulk Hogan and stuff, and he did quite a lot of different songs for it as well too. So
fair enough, yeah. No, cool. Was this the one at the end where it, Can You Smell What the Rock's Cooking came up and the little L's animated?
No, that was No Mercy.
Oh, was that No Mercy?
No, that was No Mercy.
Okay.
That was the pinnacle. That's the best one.
Yeah.
So,
wait, let me play it in the background just so I can remember. Oh,
this is the wrong one, Tony.
No, I know. This is the one we were just talking about, though, weren't we? Yeah. Right.
This is Here Comes the Pain.
Yeah, didn't we? Yeah.
No, the one we talked about was SmackDown 2.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I clicked the wrong one. Oh, my bad. Let me skip ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Did he just put his middle finger up?
If it was Steve Austin, then yeah, probably.
Okay, yeah. Wait, I've got to hear the music quickly, because I just got to Oh, no, this is not the one I'm thinking about, then.
Oh, isn't it?
This one's the Rocky kind of upbeat one. Maybe I was thinking of the other. Maybe I'm thinking of No Mercy.
Maybe, yeah.
Let me hear it. Let me go ahead a bit. Yeah, I think this is the one.
Is this the one?
Yeah, this sounds like it could be in, I don't know, like Parappa the Rapper or something.
Okay. So we're going to skip forward a little bit.
Sorry.
That's all right. We're going to skip forward a little bit. Let's talk about then, Tony. WWF No Mercy, mate.
It's cooking. Good. Jabroni. Good. Check your rattlesnake. Good. You smell it. Fire it up. Kill your roll. Hey! 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 Stop. WWF No Mercy.
The intro for No Mercy.
Your favourite one, right?
Yeah.
You said?
Yeah, this is probably for me one of my favourite games of all time. Probably my top 5, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think you have spoken about it before. Yeah.
It is that good.
Yeah. Again, I like the use of in-game graphics, but yeah, the song is strange to me.
Yes.
That's the only thing.
One thing I like about it as well, they use the in-game graphics, but also they made it work better. We got like the clips of the actual wrestlers themselves and clips of like their logos and stuff, and it's kind of showing you, in a sense, what happened the previous year, and obviously because it's No Mercy, October stuff, and then you can see like the people coming up, and like we said as well, the Rock. If you smell out what the Rock is cooking,
here it is. The little animation. It's
Yes.
so weird,
It is, isn't it?
It feels like a Jontron edit, like, or something. Yeah.
But you've also got to remember, and then you had it in the minute as well, the WWF.
Oh, yes.
No Mercy.
Literally like Resident Evil intro.
Yes, yes. Because I think one of the things I like about this intro as well, because you've got to think they didn't have the power of the PS1, in a sense, size disc kind of thing, so they couldn't have that extra, like, footage or extra data to be able to do
Which I think it kind of works. I think it works in its benefit itself. But like, I like when consoles. I mean, nowadays consoles don't have any limits really. Do you know what I mean?
Anymore, no.
Where back in the day when consoles had limitations and stuff, they had to work around that, and they got some really creative things out of it.
I mean, look at the original NES and SNES.
Yeah.
And the Mega Drive and stuff. They were very much limited.
Yeah, everything. Like even like PS2, PS1, like they're all limited in a way, and they kind of had to work around that. It was kind of cool. Yeah. I liked it. I would say if this came out today, I feel like that shot is it Vince McMahon?
Yes.
I feel like that would be a meme because it's just like
it did become a meme.
Okay, like a deer in headlights.
Yes,
what the hell?
There's another meme. There's another one that became a meme where he was kind of like on a chair and like, okay, but then now probably not anymore.
No. Well, there was one recently of him, right, where he's crying, right? Wasn't that a thing? Yeah,
probably because of the lawsuit going against him and him being wiped from the memory of wrestling. Basically, as like, well, we shouldn't be a cunt then, really shouldn't. But then again, looking back at it, I'm kind of like, when you watch back old wrestling, you can see actually a lot of that stuff makes sense.
Yeah.
The amount of shit, the amount of stuff that he used to have the wrestlers do is like fucking insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, especially the women. I felt so bad for some of them.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad it's so much different now, where the women are as big as the men. You know, look at Rhea Ripley. She's amazing. Do you know Rhea Ripley? Have you seen Rhea Ripley before?
I think you've
Yeah. She's someone who, even if you don't watch wrestling, people know of Rhea Ripley because she's that over and that popular and stuff as well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But I can see why this is your favourite. I did like this one, apart from the music, which threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, because this one was kind of, they were going more sort of like a rap one, like you should listen to.
Yeah, it does feel like a hip hop beat, like an old school hip hop beat in a way.
After we've actually, Tony, I want to get your live reaction.
Okay.
Come out this video. Go onto YouTube. Type in No Mercy exhibition music.
Okay. Ooh. Ew. Am I spelling that wrong?
H-I.
Yeah, that's fine.
There you go.
I spelled it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it'd come out.
There you go. Wait. Make sure you have
one?
your headphones on first. Yeah, that's the one. And listen to this song. I want to get your reaction. Oh, for fuck's sake!
This is very good.
Stupid
Yeah, I like
bloody,
it. Adverts,
you bastards.
Sounds skippable as well.
I know. I hate that.
Yeah.
I'm keeping this in the podcast, by the way.
Keep it all in.
Yeah, I'm going to keep it all in. Fuck it. Is it playing? Wait for it.
Yeah, sounds kind of like similar to the music we was playing.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
What's that laugh?
Yeah. I love that. It's so cool.
Sounds like bloody... What's his name? Sounds like... What's his name? This is Seth Rogen.
Yeah, it's supposed to be The Rock laughing about it.
It sounds like Seth Rogen.
And it's also the actual menu music.
How weird.
I know.
Guy sounds like aliens farting.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah. So that was exhibition music, Tony. What do you think about that?
Bizarre.
Yes. How bizarre?
Very bizarre.
Thank you. You had to be done. And then on the final note, Tony, we're going to be looking at Here Comes the Pain.
THQ.
Here comes the pain.
What do you think about this intro then?
I'm going to have to play it again because my brain's been fried by exhibition music.
Yes. Sarko.
Oh, this was another epileptic one, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was the introduction to the actual show.
Oh, so they used it on the show as well. So they,
Yeah.
you said so. They just put it in the game. Mm-hmm. It kind of makes sense
Because they had the previous two games. They used like the in-game footage, or they kind of had a bit more better like graphics and stuff. But then since this one, they just used basically the introduction. So
yeah.
all the different wrestlers and stuff. It's mad. It's mad watching
Without
this,
the sound is quite funny because you could put some like, like some pop like.
You're really good at you.
I think of more of like a romantic, like I miss you. Where have you gone? Like this is all black and white, and well, it's not anymore.
Yeah.
But-
Talking of that, there's a really funny meme that someone did because there was a wrestler who actually mentioned going back to the Billy Gunn thing. He had a song called "I Want It All," and someone actually because it sounded very much like one of those 80s, 90s comedy shows that like Full House or Saved by the Bell kind of thing. They actually did that song to the Full House like theme tune and like to the intro. That I thought was hilarious. So
yeah, that was very quick, that one as well.
Yeah, because the introduction to SmackDown was only like half a minute, 45 seconds, where it used to be. Yeah, it used to be quite long.
Well, like the first one we watched. I mean, no, it's not SmackDown, but it was like 4 minutes long compared.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like Twilight Princess all over again. Sitting there at midnight with me Wii, and I was like, oh, when am I going to get swiped the sword?
And then with Lisa, because then with Aki, they like to kind of push the console and just kind of show this is what the game looks like, guys. This is how you play the game and stuff as well,
No, it was cool. Yeah, no, like I said, I think I prefer the in-game graphics ones, both of the live-action ones are so quick cut.
They are, yes.
It's like I'm watching bloody Liam Neeson jump over a fence in Taken.
Oh, talking Taken. Was it Taken 3? Yeah, it was Taken 3. I remember watching Taken 3 and nearly leaving the cinema after 10 minutes because the editing and the cutting was so bad. I'm like, I can't watch this anymore. Like, it's so dire.
Literally I've seen only a couple clips, but one of the clips I've seen is him climbing over a fence and it cuts about 25 times.
Yes.
I'm like, what is happening?
No, I know where Kevin Dunn got his inspiration from because he's the guy who does a lot of the cuts for WWE. He's left now and then you guys come in, but when you watch him, wrestling action is just like so bad.
They stopped letting him do coke before he did the editing, that's why.
Yeah, definitely.
No more.
So then, Tony, out of the four, mate, what was your favourite?
I'd probably say, I don't know. I would say the first one, but I do feel it's a bit too long.
Okay.
But probably No Mercy then. But I didn't like the music much.
That's fair enough.
So that was the only downfall to it. But...
Do you think if someone included the music from Revenge into No Mercy?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that would fix my issues. But yeah.
That's cool,
I prefer those ones. So
That's
your
cool.
favourite one is your favourite intro. Which one is your favourite intro? No Mercy?
Probably No Mercy. Probably because of the one I remember the most and seen the most, and I know so many of the lines. And it's like he kicked out. You know, if you smell kind of thing as well.
Recite it by memory.
Even though it's quite bad, I showed you the Botchamania one. I can kind of resent some of those.
Oh
lines
yeah, I heard
as
you
well.
saying the lines as they were happening.
Yeah,
we watched
Yappa pie.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, it's cool.
Thank you. So yeah, Tony, before we head off the tour, my man, anything you want to plug at all to the peeps?
Howdy game. Talking of games, we play games. We've been playing Super Metroid. We're getting through that. One of my all-time favourite games.
Indeed, we are.
And we're playing some Spyro as well.
Spyro
Another one of my all-time favourite games. So yeah, go check out Howdy Game.
Definitely, and also check out Tony's other amazing channel, What Our Movie.
I mean, that's the more successful one out of all my channels, and it's the youngest. It's crazy. But yeah, What Our Movie, if you want to, we're reacting to TV shows.
Yes.
Yeah.
What you should do, Tony, I'm going to subscribe to your Patreon and get you guys to react to a wrestling match. One day. I'll react to like a wrestling video game or something.
Oh, man.
Oh, talking of video games, if you guys get a chance to watch it hopefully on How Do Game one day, I'll get me and Tony to play some Tekken 8. So we can show off some king skills.
We need to beat some of the games we've started first. We've started about 100 games.
But the cool thing about Tekken 8 though, you can literally get the game in like 10 minutes.
You can kind of pop in and out, can't you? Yeah.
Cool. So yes, guys, that was No Wrestling. We have been your amazing hosts, as always, the KWF, KY Dub.
KWF.
Yeah.
What's that sound for?
That's supposed to be a karate thing at once. The KY Dub Tag Team Champions of the World. Loser Quest Tony, and Mark Silvester. And don't forget, guys, to take care and always remember.
I was going to say something like, I was going to do the smell thing, but I can't remember how you did
If
it.
you smell what Tony is cooking.
It's pasta.
With tomato sauce.
Lovely.
Lovely jubbly.
Dinner's ready.
Thanks, Pa.